At least I've got a few losers on my board. I think the one that I'm going to bring up first is the Yankees. I just thought, look, you're in last place in the AL East. The contenders that are above you are really serious. You've got the O's and Rays who've like clearly separated themselves. The Blue Jays are firmly in a wild card spot right now, and then the Red Sox have been like above 500 and battling pretty tough. And it's like you've gone through a full year with Aaron Judge, basically on the IL. He's still coming back from that toe injury. He's still, probably not 100% at this point. The rotation's been a complete joke. I mean, Rodon going down, Montas out, Herman now leaving for alcohol abuse issues, Severino having a really bad year. And things have been pretty middling for them all year. Yeah, they got guys like Severino, Kiner Falefa, who could be a good utility player for some other playoff team. Harrison Bader's actually had a really good year. And then Wandy Peralta is a lefty in their relief corps where it's like, hey, you could get a lot of great talent here to like, I honestly think like those four guys could net you maybe two-thirds or half of the package the White Sox or the Mets got and like get you into a decent position next year to like, hey, you got some fresh faces in there, some new young talent or whatever else you could have brought back over, new look at the team. It's just kind of, again, now you're going to let all those guys walk and you're actually trying to go for it. And the only move you made was Keynan Middleton. Like, if that's a posture, if that's the stance you're going to take as the Yankees, like we're not out this year, then go for it. Like, actually go for it. Go for Verlander, go for Scherzer, go for somebody else. You got the resources. It's just like this whole in between thing and then just kind of sitting on your hands. It was like, well, you didn't do anything either. And, you're just going to watch all these guys walk out the, door unless you resign them. So just very confusing to me and very un-Yankee like, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean they're usually like the fun people during the trade deadline. I feel like whether they are acquiring or maybe even selling sometimes. But yeah, it's especially right now. Again, maybe it's kind of the inverse of what the Mets did. Right, the Mets, they were like, okay, we're not going to be winning a championship, and that's like the kind of the thinking. I feel like that if you're a fan, right, you're going to say, or maybe that's where the fans, I should say, they kind of middle things with, where the GM needs to be kind of cold blooded, and I think that's where you kind of want what Epler was like with the Mets. It's like, hey, we're not going to be winning anything this year. Sure, we had some high expectations, right? The Yankees had some high expectations, coming into this season. We're not meeting them. We're probably not even going to make the playoffs, or it's going to be really close. And even if we do, it's just not going to be our year, and we just got to admit it. So I don't know. Maybe they are kind of holding out with their team. They do rank pretty well in terms of, I guess, pitching and then defense. It's their hitting, the injuries, right? Rizzo, I definitely think that's definitely held them back some. So, but again, like with the Mets, comparing to the Mets, you got to roll with the punches, I feel like. And I don't know. Yeah, I think some sort of inaction just doesn't sit well. That being said, it's like, hey, maybe just not doing anything, maybe that is something for them, and maybe Rizzo can get on a tear and all that. But I just don't feel like that's in the cards for them this season. And it'll be interesting if they do make the playoffs. Maybe they sneak in. It'll definitely be tough because they're in a tough division. So if I were them, yeah, maybe I would sell. I just think that maybe Cashman's just kind of holding out. So yeah, because they're only getting older too. So
Yeah. They're kind of in an in-between spot. I think they've got a shot here at the wild card, the very, best in my opinion. But it's like, again, this doesn't look like their year, and it's just confusing. So definitely a loser there.
yeah.
Wayne, did you have another loser?
Yeah, another loser.